Okay, welcome everyone. My name's Nathan Horval. I'm CTO here at Virtuo. So at Virtuo, we work with large realty teams and brokerages. As a customer experience company, we're extremely familiar with the importance of referrals. It's really what we sell. So customer experience creates advocacy and drives up willingness to recommend. Fun fact, my wife is a realtor. We have a family, so I'm even more familiar with how difficult it is to find the time to do the activities we're talking about today. So that's why it's really critical to put these initiatives on autopilot. You should be out there building relationships, networks. Modern technology and automation should do the heavy lifting for you on repetitive tasks. So we're going to dive into that today. So for the agenda, first of all, we'll talk about the importance of referrals in the 2025 market. Then we'll talk about three-step strategy to putting these referrals on autopilot, and we'll reserve some time at the end here for some questions and answers. So first of all, the importance of referrals in the 2025 market. So we're in for a big 2025. Forecasted home sales and respective prices are predicting massive growth. Recent rise in home sales has been driven by improving mortgage rates, pent-up buyer demand, and this increase in prices reflects steady and positive market growth going into next year. So needless to say, capturing these opportunities, you have to leverage referrals to be successful in 2025. Here in Canada, immigration is playing a huge role. So we welcomed 1.45 million people in 2023 and 24. So huge housing demand, expanding real estate opportunities. As a result, cities like Calgary experienced 8% increase in detached home sales, despite national turndowns in 2023 due to immigration and job growth. This trend is expected to spread nationwide in 2025, giving you more opportunities to close deals. So in urban markets like Toronto, Vancouver, active listings are significantly below historical averages, mostly due to affordability. So this actually positions real estate agents as essential advisors to help buyers navigate competitive markets. That affordability driver. So we're expected to see, again, huge affordability opportunities. So the adoption of remote work has meant that rural markets and secondary markets are seeing huge increases in agent matches and growing demand just outside of the metropolitan areas as well. So referrals as your most powerful asset. So in 2024, 66% of sellers and 61% of buyers either found their agent through a referral or returned to an agent they had previously worked with. That's a huge number. 2 out of 3 sellers have recommended agents at least once, and 61% of buyers have recommended the agent within 1 year of purchasing. Within that, though, maintaining strong relationships with your past clients, especially in that first 12 months, and actively building a referral network drive up the majority of your new business. So a 2024 study by Zillow highlighted that trust and strong client relationships are the primary reasons buyers and sellers recommend their agents. So buyers who perceive their agent as knowledgeable and communicative were 87% more likely to recommend them. So really the actionable insight here is really about combining technology with a robust referral strategy will build your pipeline and sustain growth for many years to come. So we're going to do a quick poll here. So approximately what percentage of your new clients come from referrals? I want to just see if this is matching up with the national averages here. So give you guys a second to fill that out. Okay, perfect. So cost of acquisition. So are you spending wisely? So organic channels, so organic cost of acquisition, so referrals, SEO, social media, obviously the most cost effective, but they also foster the greatest trust and loyalty among your clients. So really it's about advocacy there. So the cost of organic acquisition was $660 in 2024. So a HubSpot study revealed that 76% of consumers trust recommendations from people they know. So referrals is your most effective organic strategy. Paid channels, so pay-per-click, portal leads, other ads, advertising paid, obviously significantly higher cost. So paid CAC was 1,185, almost double organic in 2024. And really, that's a lot due to just increasing competition, platforms like Google Ads and Zillow. Not to mention, really, consumers have a lot less trust in advertising these days. So a lot of studies showing how quickly you lose human attention with perceived advertising. And not to mention, you look at search engines, other platforms, the amount of advertising and sponsored posts is just getting larger and larger, and it's harder to differentiate with paid campaigns. So paid can deliver faster results, but you really need to optimize your ad spend to maintain that profitability. So a big pitfall is typically relying on broad targeting, so high costs and doesn't really deliver the quality leads you're looking for. So there has been examples of brokerages wanting Toronto analyze its 2024 marketing budget and reallocated 20% of their pay to organic social and saw a decrease in customer acquisition costs by 18%. So really the learning lesson here is that you can be smart about your paid advertising. So really combining organic with carefully selected paid campaigns can really amplify results. So retargeting ads for past website visitors, lookalike audiences, niche markets, those kind of like strategic paid advertising really can enhance your client acquisition efforts. And ultimately, the most important thing is a balanced approach. So you should be prioritizing referrals and SEO, but supplementing with targeted ads so you get a lower blended cost of acquisition per client. So leveraging the clients you already know. So obviously maximize your impact with lower clients for sustainable growth. Like studies from the National Association of Realtors reveal that 90% of home buyers would use their agent again or recommend them to others, but only 13% actually do. So, and it's primarily due to a lack of follow-up from the agent. Like that is a crazy statistic. 90% willing to use it, but 13% do. There's a huge opportunity zone now. So agents who incorporate personalized post-sale check-ins, updates on neighborhood property valuations, simple anniversary messages. We'll get into a bit more of these kind of strategies, but a lot of these agents see 25% increase in referrals within 12 months once deploying these strategies. So building loyalty through ongoing support really is the key to turning your one-time buyers into lifetime referrers. So like I mentioned, market analysis, being available for advice after a sale really strengthens the relationships. And really, a lot of this is easy to do, and we're going to kind of dive into this, but like CRMs can automate a lot of this follow-up, like the follow-up bosses, the HubSpots. You can schedule all these personalized messages, track your referral opportunities, and then ensure your clients feel valued. Other things like send out cards later, send physical thank you notes and gifts, personal touches, but all of this can be on autopilot and doesn't have to bog you down with additional cost and time. So the three-step strategy to putting these referrals on autopilot. So number one, as we mentioned, we're a customer experience company. So delivering first-class experiences that your clients would tell their friends about is your best strategy for referrals. And so the traditional closing gift, it's really not enough anymore. So today's buyers and sellers, they're expecting more personalization and guidance. So they want regular check-ins, so email, phone, automation. They want you to stay in touch. So again, National Association of Realtors survey, 86% of buyers and sellers value frequent updates from their agents during the home buying or selling process. So they want you to be in constant contact with them. Also connecting them with trusted partners, exclusive deals, so discounts on movers, contractors. Again, we'll talk about that a bit more, but helping them save time and money just reinforces your value and your role to them. And lastly, it's like, again, concierge services streamline that moving process. So handling everything from the utility setup to unpacking to white glove experiences, like augmenting your value with other services that deliver sort of world-class services, helps you kind of like maintain that advocacy. So a lot of our agencies, so like 57% of buyers say they would choose an agent who provides post-transaction sale, move-in assistance, all of that, all those supporting referrals as well. Okay, we're going to have another poll here. So I'm curious, which aspect of delivering first-class experiences do you find the most challenging? So is it maintaining consistent communication with your clients, building a reliable network of service providers, or managing all the details from contract to move-in and that seamless experience getting that buyer into the home? Okay, awesome. So AI to automate and provide value after the sale. So I'm sure everyone here is familiar with some of the generative AI providers out there, ChatGPT. If you're not, I suggest you check it out. It is an amazing tool to help augment you and kind of streamline and automate a lot of these services. So as an example, reminding past clients what you do for a living. So that expert advice, a really great example of a practical use case for ChatGPT and some of that generative AI is create an email template asking if they know how much equity they gained in 2024. So tie that to the relevant market data, so like the projected 6.6% increase in sales in 2025. Send that to past clients and kind of see the responses come back in, like engage in a conversation. And then using AI and automation to match your clients with preferred partners, movers, contractors on their specific needs, saves time, adds value, keep you top of mind as a trusted resource. I'll get into again some of the tooling and things that can support in those initiatives. And lastly, just ensure responses are relevant. So basic chatbots don't cut it these days. There's a really insightful PwC study that showed that 4% of users are willing to interact with chatbots for customer service. So 96% of people will not engage a chatbot when they want customer service. But on the counter, 52% prefer AI for handling straightforward inquiries. So frequently asked questions, common information, 52% will engage with AI. So really the importance here is separating that the common FAQ and that experience you deliver with your customer service and the value that you deliver as an agent. So we'll talk a little more about that strategy, but really the key to leveraging AI is ensuring that it is a very defined use case and you're not trying to deliver the customer experience with AI, because studies show that that's not what they're engaging with those chatbots to receive. So AI powered tools. So Home AI, this is our chance to show off a little bit. So again, working with large realty teams, brokers across the country. So we weren't, I guess, immune to seeing that willingness to engage with frequently asked questions as a service company. So really what we've built Home AI for is to kind of take away that process of answering very common questions that go beyond the customer experience. So what we did was we trained Home AI on a specific home, what community they're in, what kind of home they bought, all that information, and then provided that experience to give those common answers to a homeowner at the click of a button. So really, as an example, like, are there any bylaws for my renovations in my building? So what Home is doing here is going to that resource library, it finds the condo docs that are in there, it's passing through that, it's looking at the question, receiving an answer, and it's saying, yes, here are the bylaws that are in your condo docs. So it summarizes bylaws, exterior, interior, gives that information. So great experience, but again, so this is at the fingertips, but can also provide that support in over 80 languages. So condo docs are there in English, but in over 80 languages, you can ask questions about those condo docs and receive very specific answers in the language of choice. So again, same question, answer completely in Mandarin relative to condo docs. Similarly to just those questions, I mean, there's also an experience here of those service providers. So who are the landscaping providers that my realtor recommends? So again, one-time setup, and we can go and Home. You can answer, here are the preferred partners, landscaping, suggestions, website, not to mention a concierge can go and kind of connect you with those service providers and keep your brand, your agency relevant kind of beyond the transaction post-sale as well. And lastly, so again, homing for the agents as well. So there's an enormous amount of information out there. Again, but being able to train this locally where this home exists, the information around that. An example here is, will my client need a permit to add a wet bar to their basement? So now Home is going in and pulling in kind of like local municipality information on permitting. And so, yes, here's the permit costs for renovating, plumbing, electrical, and kind of summarize the anticipated cost for that homeowner to do that, and then kind of points them towards where they can get more information about those permits as well. So again, this goes really deep into the personalization experience of the AI and these common questions that really goes beyond the value of what's happening during the sale and the transaction, and keeping you relevant well beyond that time with customers, and then putting those referrals on Supercharge. Okay, so personalizing your outreach. So when you first start working with clients, it's a really, really great idea to understand how they want to receive information. So an example there would a simple form to gather information about their real estate preferences and interests. According to Salesforce, 72% of consumers expect businesses to understand their preferences, and personalized communication leads to a 33% increase in customer satisfaction. So again, here at Virtuo, out of the gates, we ask, how do you prefer to be communicated? Is it phone call, text message, email, like how do you prefer? And then delivering that communication in that preferred channel boosts customer satisfaction. And just really, really simple reminders. So things like home anniversaries, birthdays, other milestones, like you can block off the time each week to send out those personal notes, or you can use tools that can automate a lot of that outreach for you. So automating just those simple kind of touch points, like I said, birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. HubSpot's showing that agents who send those quarterly updates, market analysis, things like that, have a 50% higher chance of repeat business. And another big important part of this is non-sales content. So really the buyers and the sellers value information and resources and not sales content. So home maintenance tips, local events, things like that. I mean, common sense, but that's what people genuinely value. And lastly, again, back to that hyper personalization, you really need to make sure that the information you send in is specific to their neighborhood, their area. So as well as sharing things like things that you're involved in. So highlighting a local fundraiser that you're involved in, other things like that. Upcoming community events. Again, 80% of buyers prefer agents who provide local expertise. So just reinforcing the value of hyper-local resources. So again, here at Virtual, we've kind of made that really easy to do. So within the portal here, we understood how important it is to provide those resources down to the community level. So our resource library, the way we built that out is to give that information to the customers at a very hyper-local experience. So when we're creating a resource, kind of what folder do you want to put this into, community, which communities do you want to go to, which phase do you want people to see this, which product type, so single family, people that are first-time home buyers. I can give them files, I can give them websites, and really just the ability to hyper localize those resources and broadcast them out, create campaigns around events, but really kind of find tools that make it easy to create that hyper personalization and automate that experience as well. Okay, so that's it for the presentation. So we'll reserve some time now to dig into some question and answers if we have any. Okay, so one of the tips is sending an email to homeowners asking if they'd like to know how much equity they've gained in 2024. Can you share a template for that email? Great opportunity to provide value. Yeah, for sure. So we'll follow up the session today with the recording as well as some of these resources and templates and additional information as well. How does Homey AI know all the details about home and how does it use that to create better interactions? Yeah, good question. Yeah, so like I said, Homey, the way we designed this, we knew that for the AI to be valuable, it had to really understand all the information specific to that home, that community. So what we did was built a lot of as easy to use, I guess, portals, similar to the one that I just demoed, where you can come in one time, set it up around hyper-local communities, be able to drop resources in that are geo-fenced, specific to product types, buyer types. So one-time setup, personalize all those resources, as well as being able to integrate with some document management systems, DocuSign, SharePoint, also just drag and drop experiences. So dropping in condo docs and other documents, all of that we take all that information and we create a unique database for the home. And so when Homey is kind of leveraging that large language model, its data source and its knowledge base is coming from that database we've created specific to the home. So what that means is the homeowner can really have a conversation with all the documents and the resources that are specific to them and their home. From Hinchy, you guys help change of utilities, etc. after it's out, correct? Yeah, so I'm not sure we're that white glove concierge experience. So really, we hold that buyer seller's hands all the way through the sale or the purchase to post transaction as well. So we do that through the expert concierge. So they're there to really guide them on all the things like you mentioned, utilities, internet, TV, insurance. They kind of like manage that. It can be your preferred partners as well. So as part of that onboarding experience, you bring in your preferred partners around every one of those industries. The concierge kind of holds their hand and guides them through that, make sure they can have an amazing closing and possession experience. And then this is all kind of augmented by that technology experience where they can track all the tasks, all the information, centralizes the resources and the documents, and provides that home experience to get those kind of frequently asked questions about their home, specific to their home, answered in kind of real time. Okay, any other questions there? How do I experience how that works? Yeah, so good question. So again, on the follow-up here, we'll provide some contact information. So we'll be reaching out. So we're happy to set up a demo and dig a little bit deeper into your specific use case and show you exactly how that works for large realty teams, brokers, kind of builders across North America as well. So happy to kind of have a more personalized demo post webinar here. Okay, any other questions? I guess we can review the poll results as well. So what do we have here? So 50 to 75% was the most popular in terms of percentage of business that comes from referrals. That's pretty aligned with that 66%, as well as the biggest issue with experience is maintaining consistent communication with the clients and managing the details from contract to move in. Yeah, yeah, so pretty consistent with the biggest challenges there. Yeah, any other questions? Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for attending. Like I mentioned, we will follow up with the recording as well as if you are interested in understanding more about this, happy to set up a more personalized demo and we can reach out and get that set up. Okay. Thank you, everyone.